Before I chose to follow Jesus, I struggled with knowing what was right and what was wrong. A lot of times when I was making decisions based on what I felt was right or what I felt was wrong. And that really led people to getting mad or disappointed based on my decisions. And I really cared about what people thought. Like there was this one time that I had two different friends and they both had their own versions of what was right and what was wrong. And it got to a point where they disagreed. And I had to choose a side. I had to choose which side I loved more. And ultimately I had to decide which side of the moral spectrum I wanted to be on. It made life hard, a lot of conflict that I wanted to avoid. And I just didn't want to make people disappointed. I really wanted to just make everyone happy. Because I had so many people around me with different visions for life, it made life chaotic. And like I just said, I had a lot of internal conflicts about what was right and what was wrong. And it was all based on what I felt or the people around me. And when the people around me constantly changing, or my feelings constantly changing, it just made life chaotic. I really wanted to find a community that was positive and agreed on the same thing. And that's where I found challenge. A classmate invited me to a challenge event. And when I got into the event, it was Frisbees and flapjacks. Well, he was nowhere to be seen, but Cody Bryan welcomed me to the event. And we started talking, and after the event was done, he texted me asking me if I wanted to get coffee. I ghosted him for like 4 days. I didn't want to talk to him. I didn't want to get coffee with him. I just wanted a community to be around and people I could have fun with and show up and be involved, but not be involved, I guess. And so I eventually texted him back after the 4 days and we got coffee. And when we got coffee, he and I talked about God. I was previously Catholic, and then we talked about Catholicism and God and different denominations and just God in general. And then he brought out a paper and walked me through what Jesus did for me on the cross. And he asked me, what % chance do you think you have of going to heaven? And I remember that I said I have a 0% chance. And I 100% believe that. And we met up for the next 7 months, and I wasn't following Christ. I still believed that I wasn't going to heaven, but he helped walk me through how to follow God, how to get involved with the community, what was right, what was wrong. At the end of that 7 months, I recommitted my life to Christ. It was the end of March 2020, COVID had just started, and I had just broken up with my girlfriend, and I got home and I was in tears and I didn't know what to do with my life. And I felt like I had no purpose, no direction. I really didn't know what to do. And well, I had just been meeting up with Cody for 7 months, so I had a bunch of different ideas and thoughts about what a life following Christ was like. And I just came to the conclusion, what better way to move forward than to commit my life in its entirety to what Christ wants and what he wants to do with my life. Since committing my life to Christ, it's been a lot easier trying to decide what's right and what's wrong. It's nice being able to turn to the Bible, and whenever I have a question or a decision I have to make, I can try to find what I'm looking for in the Bible and let that guide me. And on top of that, it's nice having a community around me that when I am trying to make those decisions, they also have the Bible that they're turning to, and they've been through life a lot longer than I have, or they've been through the decision more times than I have, and so they've had to come to the conclusion. And so instead of trying to figure it out for myself, I can seek their wisdom, and sometimes they might just say, hey, do this. And then my decision is made for me, and I can know that it's gonna help me find peace, and I can move forward, not have any questions in my mind. And so committing my life to Christ and following him, it's just made all of those decisions easier. Challenge really helped me discern and think about where I wanted my life to go and where Christ was taking my life. And over time, talking to Cody, I just really wanted to do whatever I could and have all my time spent towards supporting Christ and trying to do ministry. And I studied recording arts in school, and I found that there's a need for using that skill to support ministry. And so I wanted to take that skill and apply it wherever I can, as much as I can, to make sure that the message that God wants people to hear can be heard, and it's amplified to anyone that needs to hear it. And so Challenge really helped me find that that's what I wanted to do in my life, and I want to do that as much as I can and move forward with the vision of letting Christ's story be heard.